Chartmaster Carter Worth's over at the Plaza to break it all down. Hey, Carter.
Well, interesting times. So I thought we'd start with an ETF that captures all of this. It's got a cute symbol, social, SOCL, and it's dozens and dozens of stocks, but the top 5 are here, and you can see their names. So about 45–50% are in the top 5–6 names. Obviously, Twitter being the big weight, then Facebook, Tencent, Naver in South Korea, and Snap. So let's plot the chart of this ETF, and then let's move on to some individual names. Now, obviously subjective, but this is how I would draw the lines. You've got a lot of tension here. You're working into the apex of the situation, and what that typically means is that you get something quite dynamic. And in fact, it's almost jump ball. Bulls will say this, of course, bears will say that. If I pull this back even further, here is the same setup going back for 5 years. Now, if I were to put the long-term trend line, were we simply to come back to the long-term trend line and i.e. break below, and that's my hunch, I think we get back to the longer-term trend. That would have about an 8% decline from here. My hunch is this is what happens rather than to the upside. In any event, let's talk about these 3 stocks. And Grasso's making this point. Obviously, Snap has been the big winner over the past year. And then, of course, you see Facebook lagging. And I want to look at that. I think that's not an opportunity. I think that's a problem. So, very simple charts. An uptrend is an uptrend is an uptrend. This stock is in an uptrend, and it has bounced off this line. They're not my lines. The lines are what they are. It looks like it's going higher. And then you've got Twitter, and it's done the same darn thing. It's bounced off of trend. Computers draw trends. Chartists draw trends. What's not to like? And then there is, however, this one, which has, yes, bounced off the line and bounced off the line, but now is sort of a bit under, a bit below. I'm struggling at the line. I think that's at risk of ultimately breaking, and what you would get is that. And that, even as that happens, is an unhappy setup. That's about all I know.
Carter, why don't you come on over?
I'll come back to
We've
that.
got lots of questions. Will will bring the chair in.
Yeah, I does a great job. Can I just quickly, Carter would be that little blonde kid in those Harry Potter.
Thank you, Will.
Puff and Puff, or
Sure.
what's that kid's name? You know what I'm talking about?
Is he a villain?
Bad guy.
Is he a villain? Oh, he's a bad guy. I'd be on the bad guy side.
Just in looks alone. I mean, you're obviously not a villain.
Would he have one of those beanies with the propellers on top?
Okay, let's get back on the rails here, please. In terms of Facebook, if it does turn lower, Carter, what is the next support?
Well, it's funny. I mean, just addressing what you said, I mean, obviously, the support is anywhere you might think it, but I think Amazon also is equally at risk. Google is important, but those two in particular, Netflix we've already heard from. It's in trouble, right? But Facebook and Amazon here, if and as they weaken, I'm not sure. Well, look at today. That's what kept the market from essentially, like the banks were okay, industrials okay. These big names that are so loved, if and as they don't progress, the market can't progress.
So it is, as Tim said Facebook and Alphabet. Right. You would throw in their Amazon, though, of course. Yeah. Same
general circumstance. Heavy, a little bit ominous, needs to prove itself with this next earnings.
Are you equating that to, because when I look at the S&P, you can make the case either way at this point. Either it's rolling over.
Right, we got right back to those tops, and we're churning, right? Just as you can make the case with that wedge for the social ETF.
So what level, sorry, just to simplify it for you, what level to the downside do you think the case is broke? For me, it's 29.79, real short leash on the S&P. You'll probably give it a little more room.
Well, that's short, but I mean, either way, I think you would agree that any weakness from here would start to undermine the notion that we're going to break out.